Hey guys, hope y'all are having a great week. Know that we miss you so much. But y'all are doing awesome. Keep up the hard work. Keep working hard. It's almost summer. Y'all can do it. But know that we are missing you. Okay. Before we start this video, I do need you to have something to write with and something to write on. So if you need to pause this video, run and grab something, do that now. So that way you'll be ready in just a little bit with that something to write with and something to write on. Okay. So today we're going to talk about the beginning, middle, and end of a story, what those parts are going to tell you in a story, and then how to take those parts and retell them in that sequence of events, okay? So first, let's start with the beginning, middle, and end, okay? And let's see what those parts of a book are going to tell you, okay? So the beginning, or B for beginning. In the beginning of a story, it's going to tell you who the characters are and what the setting is. Okay, is that important to know in a story? Yeah, we need to know the characters, we need to know the setting, right? A story would not be very fun if it didn't have any characters, right? So in fiction stories, it's going to tell you the characters, and it's going to tell you where the story takes place, what time of year, so you know where the story is happening. Okay, so it's going to tell you the characters and it's going to tell you the setting. Okay, the middle of the story. Okay, this is what happens to the characters or the problem. Okay, so there's always going to be a problem and solution in a fiction story. Okay, so the middle of it, that's going to tell you what the problem of the story is, what's happening to that character or characters. Okay, so the middle is always going to tell you the problem. Okay, so that means the end is going to tell you how the problem was solved, or the solution to that problem that was said in the middle of the book. The end is going to tell us how it was solved. Now, every now and then we'll have a book that the problem doesn't get solved. Maybe it continues on to a second book, or maybe it's there for you to use your imagination of how you think the problem is solved. But most of the time, the ending of our story is going to tell us the solution. It's going to tell us how those characters solved the problem and how it ended. So that the solution always happens at the end, okay? Now, does that mean if I open up a book, on the very first page, it's going to tell me the characters and setting? Maybe not. Maybe it's on the second page. Maybe it's on the third page. But it's just happening towards the beginning of the book. That doesn't necessarily mean when I open a book, it's on the very first page. Sometimes it is. Sometimes it's the first sentence of a story. It tells you the characters and setting, or tells you who's in the story. Okay, so sometimes it does, but sometimes it may be on the second or third page. Now for the problem. Does that mean I'm gonna, if the book has 10 pages, on the 5th page it's gonna tell me the problem? Maybe not, okay? It may not be the exact middle of the book, but after the beginning, and it tells you the characters and setting, then it's gonna tell you the problem of what's happening, okay? And same thing with solution. It may not be on the very last page of the book. It will just be towards the end of the book. We'll tell you how the problem was solved. Okay, so don't get it stuck in your head that it's first page, middle page, last page. It's just beginning, middle, and end. Okay. So good readers sequence the events in a story to retell it. Okay, so what does that mean? Okay, sequence. What does a sequence mean? Sequence means like in order. Okay, so if I'm retelling you a story, is it important that I'm telling you it in the order? Yeah, if I start, say you had never heard the story of the 3 little pigs, okay, and I started the story by saying the big bad wolf went down the chimney and burned himself in the fire. Would that make sense if I started with that? No, because you don't even know who the characters are, you don't know where the story takes place, you don't know what the problem is, okay? So it's super important that you're telling if you're telling someone the story back to them, maybe they've never heard of the story before, maybe you're writing it, it's so important that you're following in order of how that story happened. So you want to start with the beginning, the characters and the setting, you want to move to the problem, and then you want to move to the solution, okay? Also in a retell, do I want to tell every single little detail that happened in the story? No, because then you're going to give away the whole book, and then they don't have any reason to read it, right? So if you're retelling it to someone, you're only picking out the important details that they need to know. Okay, you're not saying that one little pig was wearing a blue shirt, one little pig was wearing a red shirt. I don't need all those little details, right? I just need to know that there's 3 little pigs and there was a big bad wolf, right? I don't need to know what they look like and what they were wearing. Okay, those are little details that we don't need to tell in a retell. Okay, so we're gonna practice. Okay, I have a story, and y'all are gonna pick out the beginning, middle, and end. So you're gonna tell me the characters, you're gonna tell me the problem, and you're gonna tell me the solution. Okay, let me get it. Okay, so our story, I'm gonna read it to y'all and then you'll be able to pause it so you'll be able to see it to do your writing, okay? So it says, Sam started playing soccer this year. A lot of kids on his team did not know how to play. The coach showed them where to run and what to do with the ball. At the game, some kids ran in the wrong direction, but the more they practiced, the better they got. By the end of the year, his team was the best. Okay, so it's not a very long story, okay, but can you still find the beginning, middle, and end? And can you still retell me that with those 3 things? Yeah, I don't need to rewrite the whole story because there's some of those details that we don't need. Okay, so what I want you to do, I'm going to move out of the way so you can pause it and see the story. And I want you to write the characters, the beginning of the story. I want you to write the problem, the middle of the story, and the solution, the end of the story. Okay, can y'all do that? Okay, so I'm going to jump out of the way. Y'all pause the video and then write those 3 things down. Okay, so let's see what y'all got, okay? What was your first sentence of this retell? Okay, what would you have said? Who was the character? Okay, if you said something like, Sam started playing soccer. Okay, that tells me the character. That tells me the setting, that it's on a soccer field, because that's what he's doing. He's playing soccer. So hopefully you had something similar to this. Does it have to be word for word? No, because it's in your own words, okay? Sam started playing soccer. Sam started playing soccer. Okay, that's the very, very beginning of the story. So sometimes it does fall where it's right at the beginning that it tells you that, okay, the very first sentence, okay? So Sam started playing soccer. That's the beginning of your story. So what was our problem? What was our middle of the story? Okay, that's right, that his team was not good. Okay, that's a problem, right? That your team's not good and kids are running the wrong way down the soccer field, right? That's a big problem if you're trying to win and play soccer. Okay, so our problem in the story was that his team was not very good, okay? So it tells us that they didn't know how to play and that they ran in the wrong direction. Okay, so we can inference that their team was not good if they didn't know how to play well and they're running in the wrong direction. So we know that that's our problem, okay? Then what was our solution? How did they solve their problem of not being very good? That's right, they practiced. So they practiced and became the best team. So the solution was that they practiced hard, right? You have to practice at something to get better. And from all that practice, they became the best team by the end of the year. Okay, so that was our solution to their problem. That the more they practiced, the better they got, and then they were the best team. Okay, so I hope y'all learned something about the beginning, middle, and end, and what you need to find in that story to be able to retell that story to someone back, okay? So you can always practice this. Any story you read, tell it to your parents, tell it to your brother or sister, tell it to someone around you, and practice telling them the beginning, the middle, and the end of the story. Okay, y'all have a great week, guys.